Here's what's super interesting about your nervous system, taking risks, making money, and entrepreneurship, or being a business owner, a successful one. You've had any memory, let's say from you were 18 months up through when you were about 8 to 10 that were traumatic. This is when you're developing your identity, right? So this is when the core patterns, we also hear this is when we develop our attachment styles, but this is when your core patterning is taking root in your personality and in your subconscious. So interesting about this is how we start to move through the world. So just a prime example, if you were raised in an abusive home and let's say that your mother was abused by your father, then it's the odds are very likely that you are going to normalize that and that you might get in an abusive relationship with an abusive man. Okay, that's just an example. Let's work with entrepreneurship. Well, entrepreneurs are risk-driven individuals. Right? We are people that are going to put it all on the line every single time, deal with lots of pressure, lots of stress. But what happens is if we don't deal with this subconscious programming, what will be going on is we will be growing our dreams, we'll be developing, but we will be extremely underdeveloped because we will have this subconscious programming that looks like self-sabotage. And what really needs to happen is that you need to be able to deal with those emotions and also deal with those memories in an active and proactive way, but also in a safe environment. That's why breath work is so pivotal and why I get hired every day. Because what breath work is doing is it's taking you into a regulated parasympathetic state in your nervous system while you're processing things that your subconscious needs to process, whether that is traumatic or not. But the more that you're able to do that as a high risk individual, the more that you're going to trust yourself to grow. And the cool thing about entrepreneurship is the more that you take risks, typically the more that you trust yourself. But there will be times and huge failures that you have to come back and overwork. And if you're not on top of your patterning in that process, that's really where we see people get stuck. And so that is why being able to understand those patterns, get help with those patterns on a subconscious level as you're growing your business is why people hire me every day, but also why, Tony Robbins is bringing breathwork to his events, why Joe Dispenza is doing breathwork at his events. It's because if we're not tapped into our high self and our subconscious, we're always just going to be our patterns that are usually not always programmed in a way that are going to serve us. If you want help with this, I have a membership. It's $97 per month, and it's high-level individuals just like yourself. I lead breathwork virtually twice per month, 2 group calls, and then there's a Q&A call. And it's the only place on the internet where I'm really doing this work with entrepreneurs, executives, business owners, top performers, where they can get to that different part of their brain so that they can show up in the world, not in their patterns, but performing at the highest level.